and here people for most of the times for writing a business logic for the HTML, for the most of the times for writing the business logic for HTML, we are going to use JavaScript only. So this JavaScript is embedded in the script tags. The script tags in the header or in the body, we can able to mention this JavaScript code, like like a script. In that script we can mention where some variable a, and we can give some a equal to 10 likewise. Okay, and here in this JavaScript we have like different features, like almost all how like C++ is having. This is also having the same kind of features, almost similar, but the way of syntaxes are different. Suppose here also we have like comments and also variables and operators and arithmetic operators, assignment operators, and we are having like data types and functions and objects and events, string methods, array methods, and also numbers, and we have dates and comparison operators. So loops, and they are the different kinds of JavaScript coding. They are the different kinds of JavaScript, I mean uh, classes or some sessions we are going to see, topics we are going to see. So every time when the JavaScript code is executed, it is executed in the format of synchronous mode. Synchronous mode means executing the statement one after the other. Okay, one after the other. So now uh, let us see how to create an one small JavaScript business logic, and how to use that business logic. So if we are seeing like this one, can able to see my screen, right?
Yes.
Okay, I will convert this rename to some HTML. So what is the first tag? Doc type, right? And what is the second one? HTML. So in this HTML we should have one header, and also we should have one body. Okay, we should have one body. So in this header tag, yeah, this header tag I am going to give some title, and here I am giving some JavaScript, some class one. And in this body I am giving some h2 tag, and I am giving some JS class, and here I am giving some button, mentioning some button. So in this button I am going to give some type equal to button, type equal to button, and on click, and it's like a document dot get element by id demo, and dot inner html is equal to date. So on clicking I should get the date when I click on the button. Okay, so I am writing this logic inside the button itself. Okay, I am writing this document dot get element by id demo dot inner html. I am going to get the current date. Okay, so I am going to get the current date. So now I am going to, so this should be some kind of para or something, or it won't be knowing where it should get route. So I should give here some para and id, some kind of demo, right? So now if I go and check your project here, and I am going to execute this program. So now you can find the JS class, and also this is the header, the title what we give, and yeah, this is the title what we give, and this is the header class, and this is the button. But I should mention something on this button. So I am going to click here, click me for date. Okay, I am going to click here for date. So now if I see this output here, I should find here this one. So once I click on this date, I am going to get here one. I am going to get here the date value, the current date value. Okay. So likewise, we can able to do the business logic within the button. So if it is exceeding more than that, we cannot able to mention inside the, we cannot able to mention inside, inside the button here. So at that point of time, we are going for the JavaScript tags. Okay, where we are, if I want to give more than one for this, more functionality for this on click, then this is not the way we cannot extend more than that. So at that point of time, we should go for scripting JavaScript. Script tag. Okay. So here also will be finding like suppose yeah, here I am giving some date. Okay, and I am going to give here some script tag. So in this script tag, I am going to mention function date, and I'm going to give document dot get element by id element by id demo, and dot inner html, and here I am going to give some date. Okay, here I am going to give some date. So we can also bring that application or whatever the statement I gave here, I can also bring that outside. Okay, and if I want to give some alert also, I can mention some alert here, alert date, and I can find here the okay alert also, and yeah, if I want to give some inner text, inner HTML, some kind of other than date, some information, my JavaScript page. So it is like this. Okay, it will be displayed. Okay, so yeah, but since it is alert, since it is date itself, it will be coming on the date in the alert. So to do any comments inside this JavaScript, it is like this. We can comment the multiple lines like this. Okay, or if I want to, this won't get executed now. If you see, nothing will happen. So if I want to comment a single line, it is like this. So now you will find this display but not the alert. Okay, and if I want to give some variables, if I want to declare some variables inside the JavaScript, there are different ways. Like one is like, in general, you have to give in the format of where, and here I am giving some x value, and I am going to give some value to this, some 0861, some phone number I give 759. Okay, now if I want to get this variable to the x, let us think I'm putting some x here. I can read this value inside. I will put this inside this function, and I can put this value. You can find here 0861 2321 759. So if I want to put this away, that will be executed. Actually, it will be executed because the scope of this value, it will comes to the global. So if I write one more function, let us think I wrote one more function down like date2. Okay, and I just want to give here one more like this kind of structure, but it is for the date2 or some kind of info2 or something. Here I am going to use some info, and here I am giving some info, and here I am giving, here also in the demo I am giving some info, here also I am giving some info. So now the value of this x, whatever the value of this x, still it will continue to the next function also. Okay, so I will delete this alert for now. So here also. Okay, so now once I click on this second button also, I should be finding the scope of this x value. So let me go and check how it is located in mine. So I have one, I have two. So though the value of this x is above, that value is applicable for the, I mean for the entire script. Okay, this is how we can declare a variable globally. Okay, and let us think I kept that inside the function, but the scope of the variable will act like a local for this function alone. It won't be accepted for the below. And this is an important question. They will ask, what is a where parameter, and how can you make it as global, and how can you make it as a local? If you want to make it as a local, you can make that function within the function only, it will be executed. So this won't be executed, and on top of it, this will be, let us see the value of this one, what it will get. So we will get the value now. X is not defined, reference error. So in this case, we are going to get reference error, uncaught exception, reference error. Okay, means that is not there at all, there in the scope at all. Okay, so here in the scope, it is available, and that this concept you got it right.
Yeah, I got it.
Okay.
Local and
yeah, local and global kind of declaration. Yeah, that's about a variable declaration within the, within the I mean one particular function or something. So here let me create one more variable here. Some y is equal to some kind of uh, yeah, some kind of 8939. Okay. This one, this is your number. So I just want to pass this number to here. Is it can it able to get that value? Will it get that value of this value? I'm asking you.
Yeah.
It will,
No.
no, it will get, because this is global declaration. Okay. So
Yeah, it will get, because I thought here you
okay.
wrote X, instead of Y.
Okay. So yeah, this is about one. And one more thing is like, let us think. I just created one more value here. Let's say that is some y. Let me put this value inside this x. Okay, but here I am going to execute this document dot get element by id, and here I am going to give like info dot inner html. I am giving some value y. So now we'll check the value. I kept the value of y inside this, but I didn't. Okay, so now if I see, the value is applicable for both of the things, because this is like an, though it is available, it is available for the entire, it is available if we are declaring any variable without any where, that is a, that will be mentioned as a global parameter. Okay, so that will be mentioned as a global parameter, and it is accessed by other functions also. If you are giving with where, that one won't be executed, that we will get like uncaught reference error. Okay, so anywhere if you are declaring a variable without where, that is pure global declaration. Okay, so if we are declaring a variable with where outside the function or some top of the function without any function dependencies, then that is like a that will act like a global parameter. If we are giving that variable inside a function, that will be acting like a local parameter for that function. If we are giving some y is equal to some 8089 like this, and yeah, sorry, I have wrote wrongly. So if it is y, it is like a global. It is like a local, and if it is a global, we should do both of them. If we are going to put outside, they will be acting like a, I mean, global variables. Okay, if we are putting any of them inside this function, that will be like a local variable, and this won't get executed. I'm sorry for the last statement. It's like if you are checking here now the value of y, and I am going to, y is not defined, I will get. Okay, I confused you. Okay, fine. Y is not defined. Here it is, x is not defined. Likewise, we'll get reference error. And this is about variable declaration, and we'll see like one more, that is like here in this variable declaration we can give many things. It's not only a string, not only a particular variable. We can give here some some value, some kind of 3.14, or we can give some value here, some person is equal to some joy, and I am going to give here some some kind of last name, some kind of George. Okay. So I can concatenate these two, right? So I can concatenate like document dot get element by ID. Here I am going to give some demo. I am going to use the same demo para dot inner HTML, and I am going to use some person plus last name. Okay, I am going to concatenate both, and I can check like George and Joy. If I want to give some space in between them, I can give a space between them, and you can find here. So if I want to give some concatenate some pi value, I can give here pi. So I can concatenate the pi value also. Okay, so like this we can concatenate a string and strings. So let us see now with the concatenation of the values. Okay, so it's like this, somewhere, and here I am going to give some variable, some x is equal to some 1, and where some y is equal to some 3 I give. So, and I declared one more variable, that is some z. So I am going to give here document dot get element by id, and I am going to give here demo my inner HTML, and here I am going to use some sorry, I will give here z is equal to x plus y, and it is some z, and yeah, the value will be 4. Okay, the value will be 4. This is about string concatenation of numeric and I mean adding two numerics. Okay, so if I want to concatenate now z is equal to some x plus some person. Okay, I'm going to concatenate one numeric and one string. At this point of time I will be finding numeric preceded by a string. So let me concatenate like this, x plus y plus person. At this point of time what will happen, 4 and joy it will show. So let me put this x plus y after the person. Okay, and check. So at this point of time we'll find joy 1 and 3. So this is the difference. Even we are giving the x plus y, it is, if it is a preceding value of a string, then it will be adding, it will add. If we are giving after the string, it will do only concatenation. You got this point?
Yeah.
Okay. And if we are giving some,
if we write x plus y plus person, means it will get like
that one we tried now, x plus y plus and person. What will happen? 4 plus joy. If we are giving like this, it will come like 4 plus joy. I mean, that's one 4 joy. That's what we'll get. So it will primarily, it will go and add. It will go and add if it is finding arithmetic operations before the string. When it is going to execute, it will go from the left to the right, and it will check like the first value is a arithmetic operation. Let us go and do some operation, and it will concatenate the string further whatever it is getting. Suppose if it is a string, or if it is a string at very first point of time, whatever the next it will coming also, it will consider as a string only. Okay, that's about this, and that's about arithmetic operation, assigning, and also concatenating them, and yeah. So let us think. I have one more variable here, that is some kind of a. I want to check the value of this a initially, what this value of a is. So if you are finding that it is like, okay, this console.log date, you will be finding here undefined. Okay, at very first point of time, we'll be taking the value as undefined. If we are giving that value to some null, then only it will take that value as null. Okay, so null is something like it is having some data, but null is it's an entity where the data is there but it's not there. It's like where some data is existed, but that value of the data is null. Undefined is a thing which is not yet defined yet, which is not at all declared yet. There is lot of difference between undefined and also null. This is a basic question they will be asking, whether this both undefined and null are same or not. If you are declaring a variable with some a, and if I am declaring some variable with some a, and if I am console log that variable, what you will get? You will get like undefined. At very first point of time, you will get undefined unless until you are assigning some value to it. Okay, so now let us see now. One value is some undefined, one value is some var a, and one value is some variable b. And I just want to go ahead and then check whether these two, null and undefined, are same or not. There are two types of comparison operators in JavaScript. They are double equal to and triple equal to. So if you are finding double equal to anywhere in JavaScript, that is comparison operator. For values alone. If you are finding triple equal to, that is comparison operator for values and data types of those variables. Okay, if it is a double equal to, if it is some value of that, if it is a value as per the value, if it is equal, then it will tell that condition is true. If it is a triple equal to, it should be equal to that value and also data type. The both should be if the both is true, then only this condition will become true. There are two types of comparison operators. One is double equal to and triple equal to. Double equal to is like it will only check the value. Triple equal to, it will check the value and also data type of those variables. So let us see now one small example with some. I just give okay. We are discussing about this a and null, right? A, I am giving some value equal to some b, triple equal to. So, and also I will give one more value, that is like a is equal to b. Okay, you will find now the difference between them. Okay, so now you are finding if it is a triple equal to b, then that value is a that value is false, because a A's data type is null and B's data type is undefined. But coming for that, in the value format, this undefined and null are equal. Coming for the value format, undefined and null are equal. True when undefined is equal to null. In this point, the both of the values will become equal. But coming for the data type, if we are checking, they both are not equal. Okay, here it is false when checking data type. Okay, now if we have discussed about this comparison operators, right? So if I have, let us think, I have one variable where a not a, I am going to give here some other value, some y, so some x1, and here I am giving some variable, some 2. Okay, some value, some 2, and I am giving some x2, that variable value I am giving some 2, and I am giving some x3, that value is some 2. So can you expect the value of this x1 is equal to x2? What will be the value? X1 is equal to x2. Okay, so are you there? Yeah, can you tell, like, means can you expect and x1 I gave 2 and x2 I gave 2. So as we told, we have discussed, it is, if this is equal to some values alone, this condition will become true. So now what will be the value here? It will be
true.
true.
If we write a triple equals to also, it will become true.
True. If you are writing triple equal to also, it will become true. Okay, in both cases it will become true. Okay, but
Write x3, it will become false in triple equals.
yeah, suppose if we are comparing with x3, let us think we are comparing with x3, and here it is x3, x1 equal to x3. So at this point of time, it is like x1 is triple equal to x3, that is some false, because the one is string, other one is numeric. In the terms of value, since the both are equal, it will become true. Okay, and yeah, so let us think, I just kept all these values below the x, below the console log. Okay, I am going to put all these x1 x2 values I declared, whatever it is there, that one I am going to put below the console log statements. So at this point of time, okay, so it will be x1 x2. It won't be taking, but I will show you the values of x1 x2 here, what it is going to display. x2 console.log x3. Okay, so these are the values of x, right? So if I do this like this, initially they will become undefined only. Even they are declaring at the bottom, they are this all this undefined is triple equal to undefined, undefined triple equal, double equal to undefined, undefined is this is a null. All are undefined values only finally, right? Finally, why? Because the, as I told you, JavaScript is a synchronous way of execution. It will keep on starting from this top onwards. It will go and execute one after the other statement. It will keep on tracking the one after other statements. Immediately after it is getting this x1, if it is not declared above, then that will be considered as an undefined. And unless and even though it is defined later, it don't mind. It don't. Some languages they will take like this, but in JavaScript, it won't take like that. It won't. It will first. It will, if it is finding some variable, if it is declared, then only it is considered as declared. Else it won't be considered as declared. It is defined as undefined. Its value will be undefined. You are okay. You can understand this concept, right?
Yeah, got it.
Yeah. So yeah, and yeah, that's about double equal to and triple equal to, and comparing the string and numeric, and numeric and string, and undefined and also defined, undefined and null, and concatenating a string and also uh, string and also numeric, preceding the numeric, how what will happen before the string, after the string, if we are doing arithmetic operation, it will do concatenation only, and and also we can call the we can make a function, and we can call the function parameter. We can call the function parameter, and we can we can call the function parameter in the button, and that function parameter we can use, right? And also local scope and global scope of the variable, and yeah, local scope and global scope of the variable. And here we are having different assignment operators. As you saw here, this is an assignment operator. Some x plus y, if I am finding here, some as we earlier we saw, that is like z equal to x plus y. This is an assignment operator. This below are also assignment operators only. Assignment operators. Okay, and here it is. If you want to do some multiplication or something, then also it's like this. You can give like z is equal to some x into some y, and also if you want to give for division, it's like z is equal to x divided by y. Slash will define the division in the JavaScript. And we have some more uh, power parameter, that is like exponential, and also we are having like increment and decrement operators. So let me show you this one here. Just I will go ahead and then check log this one, this x plus y. This is add. Okay, this is sorry multiplication, and it is z, and this is one more thing here, that is the division, and one more thing is like it is some power exponential. Okay, and what are these x and y values? And x and y values are 1 and 3. Okay, x and y values are 1 and 3. 1 into 3, right? And also we are having some increment operator, that is like console.log some kind of no x plus plus. Okay, x plus plus, it's like increment. Okay, and preceding, this is preceding, uh, this is also we have plus plus y increment, this is like plus plus lux here, and here it is x plus plus, and here we are going to have here like this. However, we can check for minus minus also, that is like this, and here it is minus minus. Okay, so here I am going to display one more time console.log x. So if I check here, here I am going to mention this log as some kind of arithmetic operations. Arithmetic. Okay, yeah, it's here, and I am going to end this one here. So if I am going and checking this arithmetic operators, you can find here first of all multiplication and division 1 divided by 3, and exponential 1 power 3, and increment operator, if it is x plus plus, it is 1, and we are getting here 1 here. It's like 1 second. I think somewhere above the value of x is x value. Okay, so here I am going to mention this also here. So if I am finding that x value, it's like 1, and if I am incrementing that value, it will become 2, and if we are incrementing further, it will become 3. Okay, so here it won't be showing us, it will be showing us like 1, but the operation is happened here is like 1 plus 1. Okay, so post incrementing, the value will be 2, and once that value of 2 is coming here, it will again do 2 plus 1, and that value will become 3. You understood this one, right? Post increment and pre increment.
Yeah. Actually, I think pre-increment, in the pre-increment case, it will increase, or it will be as it is.
In the pre increment case, it will increase. In both cases, it will increase. But in the post increment, in this case, it will not show the value. It will not show the value. It will only show the preceding value. I mean, but in this case, it will increment and it will show the value. For suppose if it is like x plus plus, at this point of time, what should happen? X plus 1 should happen. What is plus plus? Plus plus will add 1. So here I am going to get 1 value. But what is the result of this one after this statement? It is 2. And again, coming for this statement, it will go for the x value is 2, and it will give 2 plus 1. What is this plus plus again? Plus 1. 2 plus 1, and it will become 3. That's post and pre-increment kind of declarations. Okay, and yeah, fine, right? You got it right.
Yeah, I got it.
Yeah, and one more thing is here is like decrement. In the decrement again, it will go and she can check the value of now x value became 3 here. Okay, so now if in this decrement also, what will happen? 3 minus 1 should happen, but what value it will show? If it is this one, this result is 2, right? This result is true, but it shows 3, shows 3. After this statement, if I am coming here, the value of x, if I am checking here, let us think. After this, I am going to check that value. You can find now 2, right? This is after this not that one. This is minus minus, minus minus, and you got this, you understood, right?
Yeah.
Now it is like 2 minus 1, but it is 1. Since it is like a pre-decrement value, it shows the result. Okay, logic. Okay, and one value. Those are about assignments, and we have a few more. They are like x plus y. So let us think. I have here one more value here, some x plus equal to some y, comma x plus equal to x plus equal to some y. So in this point of time, x plus equal to y. So in this case, second. I think I didn't save it properly. I didn't refresh that. Okay. So this increment. Oh, okay. Console.log is the mistake. Okay. Now you will be finding the value of x plus y. So x plus y means x is equal to x plus y. X plus y, the meaning is x is equal to x plus y. But coming for the x minus y, what will happen? In this x minus y, in this point of time, it will be x minus y, but the value is stored in the x. Value is stored in the x, and likewise, if we are giving for multiplication also, it is like that only, or if it is for division also, it is like that only, like a slash. Here I am giving slash and multiplication, and here I am giving multiplication and I am giving slash. So now we can find that values. First one is like 3 plus 1, it is 4, and the next one is like 3 minus 1. I will take the value of this x here now, x value. Okay, x value, and you can find now the difference. Now I will be finding the x value as some 4 minus okay, 4 minus y 3, it is 1. 4 minus 3, it is 1. And again, if I am doing some x value and I am checking, I can find like y value, x value is some 1 now. Now 1 plus 1 into 3, it is 3. Okay, 1 into 3, it is 3. And again, if I am checking this value here, then it will be 3, value will be 3, and that 3 divided by 1, sorry, uh, 3 value is 3 divided by 1, divided by, sorry, 3 divided by 3, the value is 3. It will come like that. So yeah, that's how the assignment operators we have. Yeah, as we saw the string concatenation also, you are there. And if I want to check the not equal to, so let us think I want to check one not equal to. So let us think I have some variable x1 is not equal to some x2. So what is this x1 and x2? They are this one, right? X1 and x2. So I just want to check x1 and x2 at this point of time, x1, and I am going to give here x2. If I want to make it unequal, not equal, or not equal to type, not equal value or not equal to type, at this point of time we have to give not equal to, not double equal to x2. So now we will be finding that value as false. Means I think we have changed the values in between. 1 second. 2 is not equal to 2. Yeah, it's a false. It's a false. Okay. So if I am giving here 2 is equal to x3, and I am checking. At this point of time, it will be true. Why? Because the x value is like 2, and if it is not equal to this 2, so this not equal to some value is equal to is checks not equal to value and also type. Where it will check the value and also it will check the type also. Okay, but coming for this kind of check will check only not equal, so if I am going to check for the same kind of thing but coming for this equal to, and in this case if I am looking on this, see, first one is like 2 not equal to 2. First one is like 2 not equal to 2, and second one is like 2 not equal to string 2, true 2. Then this is like false. This is true. So since the both are equal, it became false. Since here it will here also, or okay, it's like either it should equal to the value or it should equal to the type. Anyhow, that value is not type. Anyhow, that value is not equal, then it became true. Okay, and here in this case I am going to give here the only it will check the value at this point of time. It will go for 2. So now you will find here false, because 2 is equal to 2. And here also, if you are finding, the value will become false, because the value is already both are same in the form of value. In the form of value, both are equal. You got this concept, right?
Yes, understood.
Okay. I will take some 10 minutes break and I will come back. Meantime, you can have some water or something. So we saw this few assignment operators in this one, and one more thing, there is one operator known as ternary operator. So ternary operator, most of the times in real time they will use. They are in React. If you see, most of the times the ternary operator will be used for conditional based rendering. Okay, for conditional based rendering. So that is like it is denoted with question mark, and let us see some small syntax about ternary operator. Yeah, ternary. Here it's like condition. If the condition is true, okay, true block will get executed. Okay, true block will get executed. If it is false, okay, then false block will get executed. In general, the ternary operator, it will decide whether the condition is true, go and execute one thing. If it is false, it will tell like go and execute one thing. Okay, so let us think here the condition is true here in this point, in this case, right? This is my case. In this case, I am going to execute console.log. Here I am going to mention some condition here, and if this condition is done, then it is telling like ternary is true. And if it is false, okay, it is false, in this case it will go and use ternary false. So now, since it is true, it will display ternary is true. Okay, ternary is true. So let us think even for some false condition. It is some 2x, x1 not equal to x2. In this case, it will go and execute false block. Okay, it will go and execute false block. So that's this one kind of operator, ternary operator. And also we have few I mean less than or greater than kind of comparison operators. So let us take here like x1 and x2, and let us take one more here like x3, x some kind of x0. Okay, let us give that value to some 1, and here, yeah. So now I am going to get this. So I'm going to use some few comparison less than or greater than kind of things. So if I am finding here x1 is greater than x0, x1 is greater than x0, then it is x1 is greater than x0 means 1 is greater than 0. Okay, that is the meaning of this. And one more thing is like x1 is less than x0. In this case it will become false. These are console log greater than and less than comparison. What is your time now?
It's 10:58.
Huh?
10:58.
10:58. Okay. Okay. If you are uncomfortable, we'll see the evening or something.
Yeah, okay. Evening it's like what time?
Evening. Actually, there is one batch in the evening. If that guy is not connecting, means he will come by 9 o'clock. Before that, 7 a.m. or 7 p.m. or 8 p.m.